It's very noisy because it's coming to the weekend and everyone's down on their boats getting ready to go out.
Right.
Hello and welcome to Narrowboat Chef. Today we were just going to have a chat. A chat about good and bad things.
It's not very specific.
About Liverpool.
About the whole world.
About the whole world.
We've been living on our narrowboat for just over 2 years now, so we thought it would be a good time to reflect on all the things that we kind of feel are the best things about living on a narrowboat, and also some of the downsides of living on a narrowboat.
Yeah. We got kind of a list. So.
We have another list. Yeah. We thought we would start with the worst things about living on a narrowboat. And the list is not very long because
we love our life on the narrowboat. So.
Narrowboat living is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So let's get those out of the way. The first and most obvious thing is space.
Yeah.
Because it's a narrowboat.
But like saying space, it's probably as big as like a small 1-bedroom flat, isn't it?
Yeah.
Our boat. Obviously there are small narrow boats, you know.
Yes.
And you can always just go buy a 70-foot wide beam and, you know, that's going to be the same space as a nice 2-bedroom flat, so.
Yeah. So on a narrow beam, narrow boat, there are space considerations, and you have to kind of get a little bit creative with storage under your bed or small storage under your gunnels, that sort of thing.
All your nooks and crannies become sudden inspirational storage spots.
Yeah. We haven't really found too many issues with our storage.
No, we've been okay because we tend not to collect a lot of knickknacks and unimportant superfluous
We don't have a
items.
lot of clutter.
No, we don't have a lot of clutter.
No.
Because we tend to lose interest and throw it away. Because we live on a narrowboat and obviously travel around the canal network, we obviously don't have a fixed address, which is a bit of a negative when it comes to mail and registering for a doctor and, you know, just general things like that.
Yeah, like if you've got family over here, you could perhaps use like your parents' address or your sister's address or something like that and have them collect mail for you.
Well, we didn't really have that option.
No, coming from Australia, we don't have like close family over here.
Yeah.
So we use a mail service to get our mail forwarded to us to any post office that we're near.
Yeah.
And doctors, we've actually registered at a doctor's here in Stone, so they're not supposed to discriminate against people who have no fixed address, but that's still a bit difficult to get that point across.
Yeah.
But you can still do it, so.
Yeah, so it's all possible.
It is possible, it's just harder.
Yeah, extra work. It's extra work.
If you just lived in a house like normal people...
It wouldn't be any extra work, but it's just extra work.
Yeah.
The next point probably won't be a negative for everybody, but because we got rid of our car, transportation can be a problem, like off the boat. Obviously the boat moves around. That's not a problem.
Transporting the boat's fine.
Yeah, transporting the boat is fine. But, you know, if we need to go to the shopping centre and there isn't one close to the canal or a grocery store near to the canal, we'll either have to get a taxi, take public transport, or get the electric
bikes out. Or if we're feeling very ambitious, walk. But obviously it's not always pleasant to ride your bike or walk if it's raining.
Yeah.
Or cold and snowing.
Or incredibly hot and sweltering. And
yeah, like the weather we've had the past few days.
I mean, if we do have to walk or ride to the shops, it's never that bad going there. It's just coming back with
laden down with food.
with food. And we like to moor out in the middle of nowhere a lot of the time. And
so that usually means a bit more of a trek.
Yeah, we like to stock up at least enough for 2 weeks and then just go camp out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. One of my jobs on the boat, which we've agreed to because Ryan does the cooking, so this is my job.
Yeah, well, I do all the cooking, cleaning. This is the only part of the cleaning process that I don't actually do.
This is my job, and it's emptying the toilet. We have cassette toilets, which basically means all of our waste
our bodily waste
goes into more or less a sealed bucket, and we have to manually empty that. So that is my job.
Yeah.
And I don't find it that bad, really. Like, it's
Yeah.
just kind of like a non-issue. But if I had the choice, I would rather not do it.
Yeah, I know.
It's just kind of like a weekly task that I have to do because they only last about 3 days.
Each, yeah, and we've got several.
We've got 2 at the moment, 1 broken one which we need to
Yeah,
replace. So it is, I do have to do it every week.
Every week.
And it's just kind of one of those jobs that,
Yeah.
if I didn't have to do it, I would not choose to. Moving on to the best parts about living on a narrowboat.
But Maggie, what about my negative of when you break the boat?
I don't break the boat!
You've broken it way more than I have.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I just happened to be steering when that chunk of wood got stuck
Then
in the
how
front.
come when stuff goes wrong with the boat, you tend to be the one steering?
Because I do most of the steering.
Probably because you got good luck when it comes to everything else. You got to have a little bit of bad luck. So on to good stuff.
Anyway. Yeah. On to the good stuff. The positives of living on a narrowboat is obviously the biggest one.
Traveling. Yeah.
Being able to take our narrowboat anywhere along the canal network, as long as there is water and it's deep enough that we can get our boat down it, then we can travel anywhere on the canal network, and that means we can see so much of the country because the UK has a lot of canals all over the country.
And like just travelling around, we can go to the major cities without having to pay expensive costs for hotels and travel there.
Like we can stay in Birmingham like we have done before, and we can stay for a few days, and there are places in Birmingham that you can stay up to 2 weeks
without paying a cent.
And that means
or a penny.
A penny,
Without paying a penny.
And you can enjoy the city.
Yeah, to its fullest. Like, you're not limited by, we're only in the hotel for 3 days, we have to see as much as we can. We can go there for a full 2 weeks. And
you're in your own home, so you can just relax on board for a day if you've had enough sightseeing. It's just, it's nice that you can take a holiday with your home kind of thing.
Yeah, it also works on the fact that we work from the boat too. Like, if we want a day off, it's almost like a little holiday too. Yeah.
Because we own our narrowboat, it means that we can do whatever we want to it, like renovating.
Painting, renovating,
and we don't have to worry about it being a rental property. We don't have to answer to anyone. We can change whatever we like about it to make it ours and make it comfortable for us.
We can do whatever we want. We can go anywhere we want with it. Again, as long as we paid the licensing fees and there's water. But like owning it, being able to do what we want, all adds into the freedom and the more choices.
Yes. Yeah. Obviously, because we work from the boat, and we have done a video on that if you're curious about that. But because we work from the boat, it does give us even more freedom to be able to go wherever we want.
Make our own decisions.
And just enjoy the slower pace of life.
So continuing on from the ability to make our own decisions because we own our own boat, and most apartments don't allow you to have pets. Pixel is a major bonus. Us just being able to have a pet, a dog, and we're allowed to let her roam around the boat as much as she wants.
And because we work from the boat, we're always here, so she gets plenty of attention.
Oh, too much attention sometimes.
She's a bit of a distraction sometimes when we're trying to work.
She's such an attention seeker though. Like she's constantly wanting to be picked up and patted and the centre of attention.
She's just lying at our feet here now. Pixel, do you want to come and say hello? Come on. Oh yeah. Oh, there we go. There we go. Look at you.
Hello, Pixel.
Oh, you are cutie, aren't you? You are definitely one of the best parts of having a boat. No, don't lick my face. Hey. What do you like about being on a boat, Pixel?
Or the nuggles.
Or the smells? Going around seeing new smells?
She loves like being on the back of the boat and seeing stuff just roll by.
She does enjoy cruising.
Yeah, she enjoys cruising so much.
She gets very excited when she sees her little jacket come out. She knows that means we're going cruising.
Yeah.
You comfortable now?
She looks it.
She does look it.
Well, we'll just continue on while she's comfortable.
Oh, is that so? Is that so?
Another bonus for us, like a positive point, is the fact that we're self-reliant when it comes to electricity and gas and everything, all our resources.
Yeah, we still have to buy them in some way.
Yeah.
Like to generate our electricity, we need to get fuel to run the engine.
Yeah.
Or we have the solar panels as well,
panels,
so
yeah.
we can use the sun.
But we're not reliant on a service provider, and we're not constantly having to, call them up if the power's out or the gas is not working or something like that.
Yeah, and I remember when we were in a flat, there was always like a standing charge. Like we always had to pay a certain amount every single day just for the privilege of being hooked up to the electricity, even if we didn't use it. One of the last things we kind of wanted to bring up as part of the best parts of living on a boat is the boating community. We've made quite a lot of friends of other boaters, and being in the marina we've made a few friends of other people moored here. And it's nice just to sit and chat, enjoy a cold drink on a hot day. You're very distracting.
Yeah, very distracting.
But just the boaters in general, for the most part, are very friendly, always happy to help.
And a couple of times we've had something wrong with the boat, or just checking something in the engine bay, like just a passing boat had just offered help out of nowhere.
Yeah. Do you want to get down, dog?
Yep, there we go. She's had enough. Yeah, so the boating community, as far as I'm concerned, is definitely a big bonus. You don't feel so isolated. You know there's at least some kind of support somewhere around.
Yeah. If you ask for help, most boaters will be quite happy to
lend a
give
hand.
you a bit of advice or lend a hand. Yeah.
So we actually had a third category, not just pros and cons. We had like a category that's like a bit of both. Pro cons, con pros, con pros.
These are things that could be seen as a positive, but also at the same time could be seen as a negative. Depending on the circumstances.
Like one of the ones that kind of made us think about adding this category is the fact that you can take your boat out to a nice, beautiful, remote place, far away from everyone. You can be quite isolated, have the whole stretch of canal and fields to yourself. But at the same time, you're in a very remote place. If you suddenly need to get some shopping, or you run out of gas, or you're running low on fuel, you're very far away from some stuff.
Or if you break down.
Or you break down.
It's not so good then.
Yeah. So as long as you're prepared and you got all the supplies and stuff like that, it can be fantastic. But when stuff goes wrong or you run out of stuff, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt to go and get restocks or get something repaired.
Yeah. Living on the water is obviously lovely, but falling in the water, not so much. Especially when it's kind of dirty canal water, or if the dog goes in the water.
Yeah.
And you have to fish her out.
And that water becomes quite less so lovely when that outside water becomes inside water.
Yeah, you don't want it inside.
No.
It's better for it to be outside the boat.
I mean, that obviously doesn't happen that often, but when the water does start coming into your boat, you got a major problem. So, probably our last con pro is like the wildlife. It was very beautiful to watch swans and geese and ducks and ducklings and other wildlife and that.
Squirrels, bunny rabbits.
Not
the cows as well. Cows alongside. Yeah.
Not so great when you're trying to get sleep at night and there's a goose honking or ducks tapping the side of your boat to get a bit of whatever's growing on the side of your hull. Or a swan decides to hiss at you randomly for no reason.
Yeah, they're a bit mean sometimes.
Oh yeah. I don't know what this is about the swans. They're such bullies.
Yeah, so love the wildlife, but sometimes it's a bit annoying.
Yeah. Well, that's our pros and cons and a little bit of both list.
like we said, we've been living on our narrowboat for over 2 years now.
Yep.
And for the most part, we enjoy it.
Yeah, except for when Maggie breaks the boat. Or
You are going to go in that water in a minute.
Or when a part of the lock has been drained, or
But that's all part of the adventure.
Yeah,
That's just part of the narrowboat life. It would be boring
Yeah.
if that sort of stuff didn't happen.
and that kind of stuff can have, like, similar stuff could happen on and off the canal. Just because the canal's drained doesn't mean that a road will never go out of action because of a landslide or something.
There's always
like that.
maintenance to do on a boat, but there's always maintenance to do on a house as well. So, yeah, we love living on our narrowboat, and we hope that these pros and cons and pro-cons.
Pro-cons.
I don't think that's going to catch on.
No.
Have helped you if you're thinking about moving onto a boat, or you wonder what it's like to be on a boat and living on it full time. So hope this has given you some insight.
If you have any questions, just pop them in the comments down below. We'll try to give as many of them as we can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.
You set that one off?
Pig's just drinking.
Why are you so loud?
She is quite loud.
She must. She's very thirsty.
Very thirsty. It's a hot day.
Yeah. You're right, Pixel.
I'm thirsty. She's going